TANA MONGEAU has been getting quite a bit of backlash following her response to Brooke Schofield's resurfaced tweets online. After posting her podcast episode where she addressed the tweets, people have just had some things that they wanted to tell TANA, including Brooke's mom. Yes, you guys, Brooke Schofield's mom has come out to give TANA a little piece of her mind, letting her know that she did not love that TANA was not standing by Brooke. And some people think that Brooke was maybe liking a little shady comment that she had received about TANA in one of her recent TikToks because it seems she's slowly trying to come back to social media. So we are going to get into all that has been going on. Over the weekend, TANA posted a canceled podcast episode in which she addressed the resurfaced racist tweets from Brooke's past. They've gone around online, especially on TikTok, and people had demanded Brooke come out and address them. She posted several videos on TikTok talking about them and apologizing. It had also come out that Brooke was messaging someone on social media about all of this at the time, and to one person, she wrote about how she was not going to be on the canceled podcast for a little while, and that Paige was going to be stepping in, and that it was a mutual decision that her and TANA had made. She wrote, "It's a mutual decision that we think is best for everyone. I need a little bit of time to process, and I feel a lot of guilt for bringing this into TANA's world with everything she's already dealing with publicly. I don't know what that means for the future, but I don't think there's any world where we sit down and giggle and laugh with everything going on. So she and Paige will have it covered for a little while, and I am going to just take the time to do the things I've promised." But in the canceled episode with TANA saying it was her decision to not have Brooke there, people were just under the impression that TANA was throwing Brooke under the bus and that she was possibly saying that Brooke was no longer going to be on the podcast. And tons of people just felt like with TANA's racist past, she had no right to sit there and act like she was better than Brooke in some way.
I am alone on this couch. Brooke is not here with us today, and I want to be abundantly clear that that was my decision. We all saw the tweets, and they're up and they're horrific. And I'm saying that as a white person, right? Like, I cannot even imagine being a black non-fan or fan and reading those tweets. And I've made it very clear to Brooke as well that I condemn her for these tweets. I'm also wrong in this situation, and I want to be open and honest with you guys about that. When Brooke made her first apology video, I commented on it and I said, "We grew up bad. I love you." And immediately regretted it so hard. It's not my place as a white person to forgive her or add to the problem and further the narrative of white people forgiving other white people. And it's not enough to just write these things off as we grew up bad. And I think that I learned that now, and that shows me that I still have things to learn and unlearn. And I just first wanted to apologize to anyone I hurt for commenting that on her video.
And even if she wasn't trying to come across that way, it's how it did seem to people.
I'm hoping Brooke is taking the time right now to reflect and grow and learn in a lot of the ways that I did. I think that I've seen a lot of feedback just in general, and I know where I want the future of this podcast to go. And I will always read your guys' comments. I will always be a chronically online, and I see every TikTok and everything everyone is saying. And I don't want to be any further part of any problem. And I want you guys to know that I think the tweets are disgusting, and I hope she is taking the time to grow and learn what she needs to and take the information she needs to and speak to people of color and understand the pain that they felt while reading those tweets.
People in the comment section of this video really wanted Brooke to have the chance to talk about this on the canceled podcast, as prior to this, she's only addressed things on TikTok and Reddit. People commented saying, "I feel like this could have been a great opportunity for Brooke to address the situation herself. This is the canceled podcast. I honestly wanted Brooke to speak here, arguably the place where she'll reach the most people, not just her TikTok followers. You did the right thing addressing the situation, but quite frankly, Brooke should have been on this episode to address the situation herself. On the next episode, Brooke needs to address and formally apologize. TANA, I love you down and do appreciate you addressing the situation, but Brooke should have had the same opportunity, as it's not your place to forgive her. It's also not your place to condemn her, especially having a similar history. She's demonstrated she's willing to take accountability, and there's an opportunity here to have a really illuminating conversation." People in the comments were just also really stressing how TANA's past is no different than Brooke's, and that they just didn't love how all of this was coming across across, writing, "So wait, Brooke stands by Tana through all her scandals, but Tana drops Brooke over a similar situation Tana has previously been canceled for and belittles her on their joint podcast. Interesting. I've loved Tana for years and love Brooke, and the two of them together have created something I can't wait to listen to every week, but come on, Tana. Friendships come first. Those tweets aren't okay, but canceling someone also isn't okay. Tana condemning someone on a canceled podcast is wild. Does this girl not remember her old tweets and past cancellations? People are so quick to switch on you when they know their money is at stake. I think Tana shouldn't be acting high and mighty when we all know she said the same thing years ago. She should be there for Brooke in private instead of coming for her on the podcast like this. Even if it is damage control, she's being hypocritical." Prior to putting out the canceled podcast episode, Tana had gone on Patreon Live with Paige to tell their patrons that they were going to be doing the next couple episodes together to give Brooke some time to grow and learn. And Brooke's mom ended up seeing a reposted clip from the live on TikTok and commented on the video and said, "Wow, what's unreal is that this is what all the Reddit trolls wanted exactly, and it just is curious as to how these tweets exactly surface. Probably don't have to pay Paige as much either, right? The biggest mistake that she made was apologizing for something she didn't do wrong. She's making herself look guilty, and you all are just feeding the frenzy so wrong. So sad that Brooke actually thought you were her friend. I could have called this newsflash. Brooke didn't do any damn thing wrong except apologize. She's not racist and you all know it. You should be backing her up and standing by her, not kicking her to the curb and acting like she actually is a racist or something when you know better. Brooke needs to start being her true self." Brooke replied to her mom in the comments writing, "I am begging you to stop." Brooke has openly talked about how she does not have a good relationship with her mom, so I don't know if her mom was just going on social media trying to clout chase on a situation, but I mean, this is not the situation to clout chase off of, that's for sure. I mean, this was just a mess. Though it sounded like Brooke was not going to be a part of the podcast anymore, it's not true. I think that it was just the way that Tana had worded things in the episode, because she did like a comment later saying that she wasn't dropping Brooke as a friend or as a co-host, but there are a lot of people that interpreted it that way, and Brooke's mom clearly interpreted it that way. But the comment that Tana had liked read, "Wait, these comments are confusing me. What makes y'all think Tana completely dropped Brooke? I don't think Tana would drop her as a friend. I feel like Tana gives a lot of grace to her friends to grow and learn, etc. And so I don't see their friendship ending. And I also low-key don't see her permanently being off the podcast either." Which I will say, in terms of giving her friends grace, a lot of people were making note that in all of this, Tana's friend Ari is also quite controversial, but she just hasn't ever addressed it because of the fact that no one is really making it a huge scandal like the Brooke situation right now, and that it can come across as her not caring at all about what Brooke said and only addressing it to put out a fire because she doesn't want to look bad and she doesn't want to get in trouble. It is unclear when she will be back on the podcast though, but this week Brooke has slowly started reposting on social media again, following her resurfaced tweets, and the other day she posted with her friend BB, and people were certainly throwing some shade towards Tana in the comments, writing, "Oh look, a real friend. I love seeing you with a genuine friend who always sticks with you. So glad you have her." And Brooke was actually seen liking one of the comments, the one that said, "I love seeing you with a genuine friend who always sticks with you," which people felt like maybe was her shading Tana in some ways, but maybe she was just taking it as a compliment to her friend BB, because it certainly seems like in other content online, she is not trying to play into the drama of being pit against one another, since people have also tried to say that there must be some beef between Paige and Brooke since Paige is filling in for Brooke on Canceled right now. And Paige was certainly trying to let everybody know that they are actually all good because she posted a TikTok with Brooke, and Brooke also reposted this, and the TikTok said, "Just found out online that we're supposed to hate each other," and the caption was "news to us." So it seems there's no bad blood when it comes to Paige filling in for Brooke for some time, at least between them. Tana hasn't posted with Brooke anytime recent. She also hasn't commented on anything recently either since she put out the podcast episode. I feel like she's just treading really lightly on this situation because she obviously doesn't want to offend anyone, given that she does have that past history, but the way that she has handled it, people are also just feeling like she looks like a bad friend. So the whole thing is just a mess right now. I guess we'll just have to see how long it will be before Brooke does address things on YouTube, because there are a lot of people who are urging her to address it on there because it is her original platform before she was ever on TikTok. And they had also been asking her to address this a year ago on the podcast, and she didn't. She only addressed it on Reddit. But I guess we'll just see what happens. Until then, that is what has been said online. I certainly want to know what you guys think about all of this in the comments, about how people are reacting to what Tana said in the canceled episode, to Brooke's mom getting involved. Let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.